What does every home seller want? They want multiple offers. Multiple offers for a home seller means that they get the pick of the litter, but handling multiple offers as a seller can feel a little bit like way too many options. I don't know what I'm doing. Please give me some guidance. So here we're going to break it down. How do you handle a multiple offer situation? For more information like this, make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Receiving multiple offers on your home is a thrilling and exciting time for home sellers, but it very quickly can become overwhelming. When you receive numerous offers for your property, first of all, that means you've done a great job. You have priced your home and made it really attractive for buyers. So everybody wants it. The difficult part comes in when you're trying to juggle and decide, how do we choose which one of these is the best? Price is often king, right? Price means a lot, but there are so many nuances in the offers that we receive that sometimes it can even be difficult to figure out, well, which one is the highest? The first thing you want to do is you want to put each offer out in front of you and jot down some of the most important things to you. Price is certainly going to be one of them. But what are the other terms that you're looking to see in an offer? Do you want an offer that provides you a very specific timeline for closing? Maybe you want to close quickly. Maybe you need a little bit more time to pack and move. Maybe you need what's called delayed possession. You need a few days in the home after you've closed to pack up and move out. These are the items that might make an offer more attractive to you and might be outside of what the price is. Another item you probably would want to consider would be earnest money deposit. A strong earnest money deposit means that the buyer is very serious and they're willing to stick their neck out, put a little bit more on the line, and show how serious they are. So, one of the items that is going to make one contract or one offer stand out from another is how strong is their earnest money deposit. In some places, we call this a good faith deposit. A small good faith deposit might mean that the buyer is strapped for cash. It might mean that the buyer isn't as serious as another buyer. So a really strong offer is going to have a really strong good faith deposit or earnest money deposit. Another term that might be a really heavy item for you to weigh in this thought process is the buyer's inspection contingency. Most contracts that you receive, most offers you receive on your home are going to have a contingency for the buyer to do some set of inspections. But the length of time that that buyer has could be one of the indicators that allows you to lean one way or another. A buyer who offers a short contingency means that you will be through that process quicker versus a buyer who maybe has an extended time for their inspection contingency. That might mean that you're waiting, you've taken your home off the market, and you're waiting and waiting and waiting for them to do their inspection contingency. So sometimes if you have multiple offers in front of you, it might be important to look at which offer has the shortest contingency for inspections so that we can check that box and move on. Another key item you might look for is appraisal. Now, appraisal is a natural part of the process for any buyer who is obtaining a mortgage for the purchase of the home. So you're going to see lots of offers that do have an appraisal contingency in them because there just simply isn't any way around that. However, a cash offer might be able to skip the appraisal altogether. So that would make that offer stand out. Or there might be terms in a mortgage purchaser's offer that would allow some wiggle room with that appraisal. Sometimes buyers are offering to help cover any gap where an appraisal might come in short. Some buyers are offering what's called an appraisal waiver, where they're actually coming in with terms in their loan that are so strong that they can waive the appraisal. So again, looking into what their contingency for appraisal looks like can help you choose one offer over the other. What is the buyer asking you to leave behind? For many sellers, they are willing to leave some things behind in the home. You might be willing to leave your stove and your refrigerator, but there may also be items that you're not willing to leave. There may be items like your washer and dryer, a child's play set, a hot tub, things like that that you want to make sure that you're taking with you. So reviewing each offer for what items the buyer is asking to be left behind and what items the buyer is asking you to take with you can help you make a decision between multiple offers. Last but not least, a real biggie here, we want to look at the buyer's financing. Many buyers bring an offer that requires financing for the home. That's a completely normal thing to see. But there are ways that you can kind of look through their financing. You should absolutely ask for a pre-approval letter from a reputable lender for every offer that you receive, because that letter is going to have some key information. It's going to say how much the buyer is putting down as their down payment. It's going to say what type of loan the buyer is using. It's going to say what their interest rate is. There's a lot of information that you can find within a pre-approval letter that is really going to help you make a decision about which offer is the strongest in your eyes. You might favor someone who has a very large down payment, for example, because that might make the buyer look a little bit stronger. Or you might favor a situation where the lender has a great reputation, and that makes you feel more comfortable in knowing that that loan is going to close. So looking through the buyer's financial terms is also going to be a heavy indicator around which offer is going to help you decide. For our sellers at the Symphony Group, we put all of these different terms side by side in a short order form that really helps our sellers be able to spread everything out. Our contracts are 7-8 pages, guys. So it's a lot of paperwork to flip through. And if you're on a screen, it's a lot to scroll through. So we do a little short order form that shows here's the terms of this offer as compared to the terms of this offer as compared to the terms of this offer. And when we really consolidate that information into a short little snippet that you can just look at on one single page, it really helps one or more offers float to the top. Here's one term I forgot to mention: closing costs. A buyer's closing costs can really change the net of your offer. Buyers, for all different number of reasons, may ask a seller to cover some or all of their closing costs as part of the offer that they're presenting. And sometimes this is a sneaky little number that can get buried in the fine print. So what you want to know is, with each offer, is the buyer asking you to pay their closing costs, their agent fees, their home warranty? Are there any little expenses that might be included in the offer that might change the net value of the offer that they've made? So if someone makes a $400,000 offer but asks you to cover $5,000 of their closing costs, for your perspective, it's as though they've offered $395,000, and I would want to know that up front. Having your agent by your side to help you determine which offer is the strongest, best offer for you is an invaluable asset to have. Make sure that you're in communication with your agent from the time that you list the home until you receive that first, second, and third offer, and hopefully many more over and above that. It is a thrilling feeling, but it is a complicated process. And you absolutely want to make sure that you are doing your due diligence to choose the offer that is most likely to close and to give you the best terms around closing, and of course, to bring the most money for your home. For more information like this, reach out to the Symphony Group by email at symphonyrealtygroup@gmail.com.